Okay. Hey, Zach.
Hey.
How's it going?
Great, how are you?
Good. First of all, Dave Tippett referenced after one of the games that he likes your ability to score from the 1-inch line. What do you think of that comment? And tell me about that in-tight mentality that you need to have.
Sure. I think if you look at over my career where I've scored goals, it's all around the net, somewhere I'm comfortable around. And you get told early if you want to score goals, go to the net, and it's the place to be. So I enjoy it.
You know, for you came to a new team, and of course you knew what the hopes and expectations were, and so far so good. Is that, I don't know if relief is the right word, but it's got to feel good to come in early in the season and be like, okay, I'm actually doing what I'm expected to do. I'm not sort of off to a bit of a slow start or anything.
Yeah, no, I think I was excited to come in to play with these guys, and I've said it multiple times, but I felt really comfortable from the get-go, and training with Connor and Darnell and Shorzy and Fogues in the summer. Like it was like almost like we started our team, a little team. Like I felt like I was a part of the team really early, even though it was with only 5 guys. And then you get to camp and you're there early and you're meeting everybody else, and it just, for me, it felt like a natural fit right away. So I didn't really think too much about it. I just wanted to go out there and play my game and help the team win. And it's definitely nice when you get off to a good start. And I mean, the team's off to 5-0 start, so that definitely helps. And when the team's winning, everybody does well. So it's been a good start.
And Connor, multiple point games, second star of the week. I know you referenced you've known him before, but now just being his teammate and seeing the day-to-day and actually, on the ice during games, being his teammate as opposed to trying to stop him. What kind of things do you notice, or what has your appreciation even grown further?
For sure, yeah. I think it started just training with him and seeing how hard he works and how dedicated he is to the game and to making himself the best version of himself. So I think when you have that much skill and natural ability, it can be easy almost to lay off the gas. But I think for a guy like him, he's somebody who pushes himself every single day. So I think it starts there, and then obviously on the ice he does some pretty incredible things, and playing with him is a lot more fun than playing against him. And just trying to, I think we've started to play together a little bit here, just trying to read off of him because he creates so many plays, and he's a very unique player. So it's been fun.
Do you, this is out of left field, but there was a guy that used to score from the 1-inch line here quite a bit, Ryan Smith. Do you remember watching him play? Did you, is there anything, do you see any of his game in your vice versa, any of that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I obviously watched him play. He was a great player here, and I think very, very well respected amongst all the fans and players, and everybody loved him here. I think he was a true fan favorite, obviously, and someone who played with a lot of grit but could score and do all those things, and obviously captain here. So haven't met him personally, but yeah, obviously somebody who I watched growing up for sure.
Yeah, does that, this is a fan base that sees lots of pretty goals, no doubt, with the players they have. But what they haven't seen a ton of in recent times are goals like the ones you are scoring. Is there every goal's worth the same thing no matter how thin, I get that. Is there some identity, I guess, for you in scoring that goal that's maybe not showing up on the highlight reel every night?
Yeah, I love it. It's great. Just like I said, early on in my career, even before I got to the NHL, just go to the net if you want to score goals. That was always kind of the mentality, and that's the best way for me to score, I think, is just going to the net and banging some rebounds in. Sometimes it hits off of you, sometimes it goes off a skate. It doesn't really matter. You're just trying to score and help the team win, and especially later on in the year when things get tighter, you see those are the kind of goals that are going to get scored. So just try to do that.
Last one for me. Your mates in Toronto are going through it right now. I'm sure you're well aware. Take us into being a Maple Leaf, having a bad start in a city that's already panicking. What do you remember from that? And is there part of you that's happy to be, a 4-hour flight west of there?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, everything in Toronto is under the microscope, right? So we're still very, very early in the season, and no matter what happens from a game-to-game basis, it seems like it's a season-to-season basis almost. So for those guys, I mean, they're great players. They have a great team. I'm sure they're going to figure it out and go through it. But for me, I'm just focused on this team right here and the Edmonton Oilers and making sure that we're doing all the right things to continue to be successful. And obviously, we're really happy with our start, and we're going to continue to push forward. And that's all that's kind of been on my mind. I talk to those guys from time to time, and it's not about hockey. It's just about life stuff, and build some really good friendships in Toronto with the players over there, and definitely keep in touch with them. But we don't really talk hockey. We just talk life, and we're just good friends.
Can you, when you get off to a decent start and it starts going in for you early, just kind of day to day when it's going in for you, what does that do for you as a player? No matter how long you've been around or how many goals you scored, when it's going in, what does it do for you?
Yeah, you definitely you get confidence out of scoring goals, obviously, just having the puck and going to the right areas, and when you're rewarded for doing the right things, it obviously feels good. But I think you got to remember it's a long season, and you try to stay even. And when you play a while in the league, you realize that there are ups and downs during a year, and it's really important to find that balance, because you're never as good as you think you are, and you're never as bad as you think you are during those stretches, I think. So you just try to stay even and continue to bring the same work ethic and competitiveness, at least for me, because sometimes the puck goes in and sometimes it doesn't.
Do you, has anything happened that you can relate with us that just indicates how much you've been welcomed here in town? Like the fans are obviously nice and loud for you, but how's it been in and around town and people, and are you sensing that welcome?
Yeah, it's awesome. Like everybody's just been so welcoming. It's a very, even when my family came down, my wife's family came down, and they just said how nice the people are here, and everybody's just so warm, and it's been awesome. Like I go to a local coffee shop, I know the people who are there. They say hi to me. They know me by name. I know them by name. So it's just really familial, and that's just one example. But it's numbered. The interactions because of COVID are a little bit less than usual on a day-to-day basis, but things are opening up a little bit more, so you're still able to talk to people, and it's just been, Edmonton's just a great city, and there's such great people here, and then obviously from a hockey standpoint, the teammates have been amazing, and you can ask any of the new guys. It's been very, very welcoming, and it's been awesome to be a part of.
Zach, I want to ask you about writing your books, your kids.
Yeah.
I have a friend who has a 5-year-old, and he read the books to his 5-year-old, and then he looked at who wrote the books. Very surprised. How do you get your ideas for your books, and do you have one percolating in your head now?
That's great. No, for me, I try to write every book with a theme and a message, and I think it's really important when you're reading to kids that they come away asking questions about the book and asking about the messages that you're trying to deliver in the book, or what the author's trying to say, or in the children's book stance, what the characters are trying to show. And for my books, a lot of them are along the lines of believing in yourself and overcoming adversity and the power of self-belief and things like that. And I think it's really important at a young age to instill that in kids, and that's the message that I hope that kids who read it take away. And even I try to make them universal so the adults can kind of enjoy the book as well. And then as for another book, it's been a pretty busy year for me personally with the move, with my son being born, so it's been hectic, but I will get back on it.
When you were in university, were you a good writer? I mean, obviously you're writing children's books. That's something that not everybody does. Yeah,
I loved reading and writing, so I majored in history. It was a lot of writing and history and a lot of reading, obviously, and it was something that really interested me. So I went down that path, and I graduated with a history major, and I really enjoyed it.
One question. You've taken a few face-offs, too. Do you think you could play center in this league?
I mean, I never played center in this league, so I play left wing and right wing. If Tip wanted me to play center, I could play center, but that's not my call, and I'm really happy with where I fit in the lineup. But I'll play goalie if I have to. It's just, but no, I mean, yeah, it's been good, and I've never played center in the NHL, but if the coach asked me to, I would.
Play center in college?
for 2 years, no, I think half a year, I think it was center for a stretch, and then I moved to the wing.
Hey, Zach, piggybacking on an earlier question of your captain, when you're his line mate, what's it like playing with someone with that much speed?
With
That much speed.
Oh, with that much speed. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. He creates so much space. It's you know, you can put the puck in areas where you think that somebody else wouldn't get to, but he would get to it. You can just place the puck in areas because he skates onto it so well, and he's able to read and react to plays so quick, and he's able to get there. So I think from that standpoint, when you have the puck, your ability to make a play, the ice opens up more than I guess any other player. And then when he has the puck, you can start skating because he's either going to catch up to you or he's going to be ahead of you, and you can kind of find lanes and passing lanes because he creates a lot of one-on-one matchups and usually wins those. And then the second guy goes to try to help the defender that he beat, and then there's a lane for you to get open. So just kind of reading and reacting off of his speed is something that I think is very unique to him. Yeah, he's a pretty special player, obviously.
Zach, just getting back to the writing for a bit, when did you discover the knack? Was it in college? Did you write or draw when you were younger?
I don't draw. I can't draw. I'm not a good illustrator, unfortunately. But writing was always a passion of mine. And long story short, I won a short story competition in grade 7, and the teacher, who was my English teacher, I think it was, encouraged me to pursue writing and pursue the story that I was writing. And anyways, I worked on that story throughout high school, and that was the premise to Hockey Hero, which was one of my books. And then kind of fell into everything, signed on with Penguin Random House, and I have 3 books now.
Any children's writers that influenced you?
Lots. I mean, I read a ton growing up. I think now so more than ever, actually, because when you're younger, you kind of just read the books and you look at the pictures and you don't really look at the authors. But now, when I have a 10-month-old son, I'm reading all these kids' books to him. I think one of our favorites is Sandra Boynton. She writes a ton of really fun kids' books, and my son Theo loves. I think she's his favorite. So it's been fun.
Well, has this been a storybook start to your career with the Edmonton Oilers?
Yeah, I try not to think about it. It's been obviously a really good start for the team and for me personally, and we're going to continue to go here.
Thanks.